कि यूके की फॉर्मर होम सेक्रेटरी प्रीति पटेल ने एक स्टेटमेंट दिया है जहां पे उन्होंने ये क्लेम किया है कि नीरव मोदी का प्रत्यर्पण नहीं हो पाया समय से, इसलिए इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने इलीगल इमिग्रेंट्स को यूके से वापस लेने से इनकार कर दिया था। इस पे आपका कमेंट।
Ansha.
Good evening, sir. Akanksha from Times Now. We've seen reports of clashes, allegations of rigging and use of force during the first phase of polling in Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir on Monday. What is the MEA's response to the developments and the overall conduct of the election process there? I have another question. India and China, sir, will reopen trade through Nathula Pass from 1st August for the first time in 6 years. In the backdrop of Foreign Secretary Misri's meeting in Beijing, does the government see this as a sign of stabilization in India-China relations? Can you share what prompted this decision at this stage?
Siddhant.
Hi, sir. Siddhant from Vion. So the FS is there in Beijing. What's the key focus of FS's Beijing visit?
Keshav.
Thank you, spokesperson. Keshav Padmanabhan from The Print. The Maldivian President Mohamed Moise on Sunday in his Independence Day address called for the revival of SAARC and offered Maldives' efforts to mediate differences between India and Pakistan. What is sort of your response to this? Because this is the second country that has called for the revival of SAARC in the last few months.
Neeraj.
सर, नीरज न्यूज 18 इंडिया से। ब्रिक्स सम्मेलन होना है सितंबर में, क्या सदस्य देशों के राष्ट्र प्रमुखों को या हेड ऑफ गवर्नमेंट को इनविटेशन भेजा गया है? और भेजा गया तो क्या कुछ सदस्य देशों के प्रमुखों ने एक्सेप्ट किया है? किन किन देशों ने?
ओके, शैलेंद्र, पहला सवाल आपका जो MV रगनार पे जो हमला हुआ उसके बारे में है। ओडिशा बंदरगाह के पास में जो हुई थी उसमें, जैसा कि आपको पहले ही बताया था हम लोगों ने, कि 4 भारतीय नागरिक उस पे सवार थे। 2 भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षित हैं और 2 अभी भी लापता हैं। छानबीन चल रही है उनके लिए, और वहाँ के जो स्थानीय अधिकारी हैं उनसे लगातार हम लोग संपर्क में हैं। और साथ ही साथ जो 2 भारतीय जो लापता हैं उनके परिवारजनों के साथ में भी हम लोग संपर्क साधा है, और जो भी हमसे हो सकता है, जितना बेहतर हो सकता है वो करने के लिए प्रयासरत हैं और उस प्रयास में जुड़े हुए हैं। दूसरा आपका सवाल था यूके के यूनाइटेड के संदर्भ में। तो मैं कहना चाहूँगा, चाहे किसी भी देश के साथ एक प्रक्रिया है जो कि हम पालन करते हैं, कि जब भी किसी आदमी को, किसी व्यक्ति को अगर वहाँ से डिपोर्ट करना हो तो उसका एक प्रक्रिया है। उसके बारे में हम जो भी कागज़ होता है ताकि हम उसकी नागरिकता उनके स्थापित कर सके, वो कागज़ हमें मिलता है, उसकी नागरिकता हम उस व्यक्ति का हम नागरिकता स्थापित करते हैं। उसके बाद जो भी आगे कार्यक्रम उसके भारत वापस आने का जो भी कार्यक्रम है उसको पूरा करते हैं। तो ये हमारी प्रक्रिया है और इसको हम लोग हमेशा से फॉलो कर रहे हैं। जहाँ तक नीरव मोदी का सवाल है, नीरव मोदी के बारे में जैसे हम लोगों ने पहले ही बताया आपको कि कुछ न्यायिक वहाँ पर प्रोसीडिंग्स चल रहे हैं यूके में। जब वो न्यायिक जो प्रक्रिया है वो ख़त्म हो जाएगा, उसके बाद वो उनका प्रत्यर्पण होगा। तो इसमें हम वो जो लीगल प्रोसीडिंग्स है उसमें हम लोग उसको हम फॉलो कर रहे हैं। और लेकिन हमारे तरफ से हम भारत सरकार ये प्रतिबद्ध है कि जितने भी भगौड़े लोग हैं वो लोग भारत वापस आए और यहाँ पर जो न्यायिक प्रक्रिया है उसके सामने वो खड़े हों। Akansha, your question regarding the elections in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So let me put forth what we think of it. We have seen reports regarding the so-called legislative assembly elections being conducted in the Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir. India's position on this particular matter has been clear, consistent, and well known. The entire Union territories of Jammu, Kashmir, and Ladakh, including the areas currently under illegal occupation and forcible occupation of Pakistan, are integral and inedible parts of India. The current cosmetic electoral exercise is nothing but an attempt by Pakistan to camouflage its illegal occupation and hide its grave human rights violations in the region. As we have stated earlier, the ongoing mass protests in the Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, of which you are aware, you would have seen the latest visuals from there, are the direct consequences of its economic exploitation, its denial of fundamental rights to the people, and their administrative oppression. हमने पाक अधिकृत कश्मीर में तथाकथित यानी कि सो कॉल्ड इलेक्शंस के बारे में खबरें देखी है। इस मसले पर भारत का पक्ष साफ और निरंतर रहा है और आप लोग भली भांति इससे अवगत हैं। जम्मू कश्मीर लद्दाख जो कि केंद्र शासित प्रदेश हैं, उनका पूरा भूभाग भारत का अभिन्न और अविच्छेद्य अंग है। वहाँ चल रहे लीपापोती वाले इलेक्शन पाकिस्तान द्वारा जम्मू कश्मीर का अपने अवैध कब्जा और वहाँ के लोगों का मानव अधिकार का हनन को छिपाने का प्रयास है। जैसा कि हमने पहले भी कहा है, वहाँ चल रहे विरोध पाकिस्तान में दशकों से चल रहे व्यवस्थित आर्थिक शोषण, मौलिक अधिकारों का हनन और प्रशासनिक उत्पीड़न का नतीजा है। The other question was India-China border trade. I would like to draw your attention to the press release that was issued on, if I'm not wrong, on 19th of August 2025. Yes. In that press release, you would have seen that both sides had agreed that border trade through 3 designated trading points, namely Lipulekh, Shipkila, and Nathula Pass, would be resumed. So, it is a decision which was taken at that time, and we had informed you as and when these discussions had happened, and now those things are being taken forward. Siddhant, your question regarding the Foreign Secretary's visit to China. Let me say that Foreign Secretary paid an official visit to China from 27 to 28th of July. He started his official engagements in Beijing with his meeting with His Excellency Sun Haiyan, the Vice Minister of the International Department of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China. They discussed ways to deepen implementation of the guidance of the two leaders for bilateral relations. Thereafter, Foreign Secretary met with his counterpart, His Excellency Mr. Hua Chunying, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of China. Both sides discussed bilateral relations in its entirety and discussed means of advancing the vision of the two leaders that India and China are partners and development opportunities for each other, including through mutually beneficial outcomes across trade and economic ties, culture and people-to-people exchanges. Both sides acknowledged the importance of maintaining peace and tranquility in the India-China border areas. Foreign Secretary also had a meeting with His Excellency Mr. Hong Liang, Deputy Secretary General of the 14th National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. And today, 28th, Foreign Secretary met with Mr. Li Wengtang, His Excellency Mr. Li Wengtang, Vice President of the Central Party School, which is the National Academy of Governance of the Communist Party of China. Both sides discussed he was briefed on the contributions and of the significance of the school, and both sides discussed as to what are the areas or possible opportunities where the two sides could cooperate. So that was an update on Foreign Secretary's visit for you. Keshav, on the issue of SAARC, let me say that India, as you know, and we have made our position very clear when it comes to regional cooperation. India favors strong regional cooperation and has been working towards it for several decades now. Everyone in South Asia is aware of which country and what activities are actually stymieing SAARC and what activities are responsible for stymieing SAARC. After all, cooperation does require goodwill. नीरज, ब्रिक्स के मामले में ब्रिक्स शिखर सम्मेलन जैसा कि आपको ज्ञात है, इसकी अध्यक्षता भारत कर रहा है इस बार, और उसमें ब्रिक्स मेम्बरान के अलावे कई एक और सदस्यगण जो पार्टनर कंट्रीज हैं उनके उनको उनकी पार्टिसिपेशन की संभावना है। तो इसके बारे में जब हमारे पास पूर्ण सूचना होगी आपको हम अवगत कराएंगे। आयुषी।
So good evening, this is Ayushi Agarwal from ANI. So can we have an estimate of how many Indian seafarers are currently serving on vessels operating in or transiting the Black Sea region? And second, recently we saw a statement issued by Pakistan following the remarks made by our defense minister on Kargil Vijay Divas. What is government's response to those comments? Thank you.
Divya.
So Divya from Indian Express. I have a question on Pakistan. So after talking about Indus Waters Treaty on multilateral fora, we've seen a lot of voices from Pakistan talking about the shared legacy of Indus Valley civilization. Has India taken note of these efforts? Do you see it as cultural appropriation? Thank you.
Dant.
Hi, sir. I'm Siddhant from CNN News 18. Sir, Gen Zs in Pakistan praised Gen Zs in India. Many such videos were doing the rounds during the CJP protest. Anything you have to say on this? Thank you.
Neeraj.
सर नमस्कार, मैं नीरज दुबे प्रभा साक्षी से। सर एमईए की ओर से संसद में कुछ तथ्य पेश किए गए, खासतौर पे खाड़ी देशों में जो भारतीयों की मृत्यु के बारे में, उसमें असुरक्षित वातावरण में जो काम करना है वो एक कारण है, और आत्महत्या के जो आंकड़े हैं वो बड़े भयावह स्थिति को दर्शाते हैं। तो क्या सरकार की ओर से मतलब इस तरीके की घटनाएं दोबारा ना हो, इसके लिए सरकार की ओर से कोई काउंसलिंग या कोई प्रयास किए जाते हैं?
Enjoy.
So, just a few days ago, Pakistan, facing an economic crunch, has requested the United States for $10 billion. You're probably aware of that. How does India respond to that?
Ishi?
This is Yeshi Seli from Business India. You talked about three cross-border channels which have been opened. One is Lipulek, you said, Natula, which was the third one, and also has trade resumed from More border.
As to the exact number of Indian seafarers who are serving on ships in and around Black Sea, I don't have the figure with me right now. What the figure that I can give you is about Indian seafarers in the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz region. There, to update you, we have 6 Indian vessels which are west of the Strait of Hormuz, so in the Persian Gulf, and there are 125 seafarers who are on board these Indian ships. In addition, there are 41 Indian seafarers who are on board foreign ships which are there in that area. Also, let me tell you that our Ministry of Shipping is closely monitoring our ships as also our seafarers, so that we can ensure their well-being and welfare. And obviously, our missions and in the region, they are in touch with Ministry of Shipping to see if there is any requirement to support them, and they are offering any assistance that might be required. On the Black Sea, how many people we have, etc., I'll come back to you with the figure. On your question, the statement that was issued from post the remarks made by our Raksha Mantri, let me say that we reject their baseless and hollow statement in its entirety. Divya, on the question of shared legacy, let me put this straight, that a country which has been promoting cross-border terrorism, which has been promoting religious fundamentalism and violence for decades, cannot have any claim to any pluralistic cultural legacy. Their abysmal track record on the protection of minorities and their cultural rights make such desperate attempts look even more phony. Siddhant, your question was regarding Gen Z. Let me say that, as we all are aware, Pakistan has been sponsoring cross-border terrorism against India for several decades now. The people of India, including the Gen Z, have been demanding that the Pakistani state-sponsored cross-border terrorism must come to an end. We hope their counterparts are taking due note. नीरज, जो हम लोगों ने जो ब्यौरा पार्लियामेंट्री सवालों के ज़रिए जो सदन के पटल पर रखा है, उसमें विस्तृत ब्यौरा है, क्योंकि हमारी समुदाय काफ़ी बड़ी है खाड़ी के देशों में और अन्य देशों में, और वहाँ पर जो घटनाएं हुई हैं, जिसमें कि उन घटनाओं में जिनकी मृत्यु हुई है, और जैसे आपने कहा कि कुछ सुसाइड के बारे में बात किया, तो वो हम लोगों ने उसका विस्तृत जानकारी हम लोगों ने दी है। और उसके पीछे जितने भी हमारे देश हैं और साथ में जो हमारे समुदाय हैं, कम्युनिटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है इन देशों में, उनके साथ हम लोग मिलकर काम करते हैं ताकि एक बेहतर सा माहौल बने और उनको जिस प्रकार का मदद उन तक पहुंच सके, वो हम उसमें प्रयासरत रहते हैं। जैसा कि आपने देखा होगा, इन सवालों के जवाब में भी कहा गया है कि कई एक सारी योजनाएं हैं जो कि हम हमारे लोगों को वहाँ मुहैया करा रहे हैं ताकि उनका कल्याण, उनका देखभाल बेहतर हो सके। Srinjot, regarding a question about the economic support, I have no comments to offer. Yashi, on the More trade, let me come back to you. I don't know exact update at this point in time. On the three points that have been mentioned in the press release of 19th August, let me read out that for you. They are Lipulek, Shipkila, and Nathula Pass, the three places. Now, the other question about Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. Kailash Mansarovar Yatra is being conducted by the government through designated points. Okay, Kalol.
Kalol from the Hindu side. So there are reports that there was an emissary from Nepal who visited India and held meetings with stakeholders here, and that India plans to welcome Balen Shah, the Prime Minister of Nepal, sometime very soon. And he is going to break his vow of not visiting any foreign countries in the first year of his governance. Do you have any update on that? Was there a visit by any special emissary from Nepal? And is the Prime Minister of Nepal expected to visit India sometime soon?
Good evening, sir. Chandrakala, Republic. Sir, a video is viral where we can see climate activist and farmers protest toolkit fame Greta Thunberg extending support to the CJP protest at the event organized by the UK chapter of the Students' Federation of India in London. Any comment on that, sir?
Avenue.
Good afternoon, sir. Abhimanyu Sharma from CNBC TV 18. So the preparations for the BRICS summit are underway. Are there any plans for a common BRICS currency or any enhancement in the intra-BRICS currency swap? And so secondly, what is the current degree of talks with Russia and Ukraine to pause attacks on several ships which also are carrying Indian mariners in the Black Sea?
Okay, so first, Kalol, coming to your first question, I have no information on that. On second question, that whether we have invited the Prime Minister of Nepal or not, yes, an invitation has been extended to the Prime Minister of Nepal to visit India. On Chandrakala, on your question regarding the viral video, I have no comments to offer. Abhimanyu, on the BRICS summit, we are preparing for the BRICS summit to be held later, and several meetings at the ministerial meetings and other technical level meetings have are happening, and this will help us frame the discussions for the summit level meeting, and we shall keep you informed in that regard. On the Russia-Ukraine conflict, you know that our position is very clear, that we want the dialogue and diplomacy be the way forward for peaceful resolution of the conflict. On our seafarers, we have been very clear in articulating to both our parties and both our partners and friends, and to others also, that under no circumstances commercial shipping or the seafarers or civilians or civilian infrastructure must be attacked, and it must be avoided. And we have condemned those attacks which have happened recently in the Black Sea region. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your presence. Thank you.